Hey, this is Samantha here from RecipeThis.com and the voice behind the popular Kitchen Gadgets podcast, Magic with Gadgets. Today I wanted to show you just how easy it is to reheat your favourite KFC food in the air fryer. Do you often buy a bucket from KFC and are not quite in Joey's league where you can't finish a whole bucket to yourself? My parents used to get a bucket, have one or two pieces and then take the rest home for leftovers. Well, this is how to reheat KFC chicken. We are featuring KFC fried chicken, KFC hot wings and KFC chicken strips, as well as KFC French fries, so that you can have a KFC banquet at home. Okay, when it comes to reheating food, one thing I get asked a lot about is the food safety. Can you actually reheat this food in the air fryer? Is it going to give you food poisoning? And what you need to know before reheating? Well, the number one thing I would suggest that you consider is that when you buy food from an establishment such as McDonald's, Burger King, KFC and such like, has the food already been reheated when you purchased it? Because quite often during quiet times, food's left out and it's often needed to be reheated. If this is, say, a chicken burger, this will give you a higher chances of getting food poisoning because the chicken has already been reheated at McDonald's. So then when you reheat it again, it's past the rule of meat should only be reheated once. So that's something to bear in mind when you've bought fast food and you want to reheat it. So best to get the food from McDonald's during busy times when you know it's not being sat around for hours. Another thing to consider is how long the food's been left out from the point of you purchasing it to the point of when you're reheating it. As in, I would never recommend reheating rice that's been left out on a barbecue or at a potluck because it's more likely to be high in risk of food poisoning. So just be careful. And if in doubt and you do want to reheat food and that's your plan ahead of time, is to aim for vegetarian food over meat food. So this is our box from KFC that we got last night, and inside there is our pieces of fried chicken and our hot wings. I'm going to show you first how to do the regular fried chicken. The note, when we've done it for Recipe This before, we've actually frozen it and cooked it from frozen. So if you've got some KFC chicken and you're thinking, right, I've had enough KFC for a while, I'm going to dump the leftovers in the freezer, then into the freezer just place your KFC chicken leftovers once they're fully cold, and then place them in a Ziploc bag, and then you can load them into the air fryer, following our instructions here. And then of course look on RecipeThis.com and search for our KFC chicken for the cook times, because you'll need longer with frozen compared to nicely thawed. So then once you've got your chicken ready to go, you can spray it with some extra virgin olive oil. This will help with the crisp on it, though you can also do it without the crisp. It's up to you how you like your KFC chicken. Next then, place the basket back in the air fryer. Right, so we are going to go in with a temperature of 160 Celsius, that's 320 Fahrenheit. And then we're going to start off with 8 minutes, because then we can check on the chicken and see how much longer it needs, because you don't want dried out chicken. And then press start. And we beat. So let's check on our fried chicken, shall we? And wow, let's check on it, shall we? So I'm just grabbing some drumstick here. Check to see if it's piping hot. And it is. So as you can see, that is reheated fried chicken in the air fryer. And even though we're demonstrating here with KFC, you can do this with any type of fried chicken. Just make sure it's similar sizes to ours for the cook times and temps to be correct. So these are the hot wings that we picked up from KFC last night. I ended up queuing and waiting for a good 20 minutes for them because they hardly had any left. and you know, they wanted to replace it with chicken, with proper fried chicken instead, and I'm like, no, I want to show people how to do hot wings. So these are the hot wings loaded in to the air fryer. I think what they've done is they've given me more of the other things, because that wasn't a traditional hot wing, so I've just taken that one out. And these are your classic hot wings, and they're ready for air frying. I recommend a bit of a spray with some extra virgin olive oil, because this will help crisp them back up again, so you don't have that horrible microwave batter kind of texture to them. And then place the basket back in the air. So you want to set the temperature to 180 Celsius, that's 360 Fahrenheit, and you want to do a cook time of 5 minutes. This is because these are thawed and not frozen, and you don't want to end up overcooking them and drying them out. So let's get our hot wings on. And we've beeped. And wow, it smells lovely in here from all these hot wings. And also this will work with any type of leftover chicken wings. It doesn't have to be hot wings. And then put a knife through it so that you can see if it's piping hot, and then touch the knife. That is red hot, and those hot wings are ready to be served and enjoyed. So for doing the chicken strips, you can use any previously cooked chicken tenders, chicken strips, or whatever they're called where you live. It doesn't have to be KFC. But today we're just using some classic KFC chicken tenders, or as they call them at KFC, chicken strips. I know that these are a bit bigger than the ones that we have on Recipe This, so I'm probably going to increase the cook time slightly just to give them that little bit extra, because you've got smaller ones there that will be cooked in plenty of time, but some of the bigger ones may take a little bit longer. So let's fill your air fryer up with them. You can do this amount or you can do smaller, but try not to double layer them, because otherwise you'll lose your crisp on them. And then of course you want to spray them with some extra virgin olive oil, because this will help crisp them back up again. And then place your basket back in the air fryer unit. So for smaller ones, I would recommend 160 Celsius, 320 Fahrenheit for 4 minutes. But the ones we've got are a bit bigger, so I'm going to increase the temperature up to 170 Celsius, and then I'm going to do the cook time, instead of 4 minutes, up to 5 minutes, and then we can check on them and see if they need any longer. And we've baked. And wow, the sizzling chicken strips are done. I'm not really going to bother cutting into them to check to see if they're done, because you can tell from the heat on them when they're cooked through. And they've got a lovely crispy coating again, thanks to the olive oil spray, and now they're ready for enjoying. So next on the agenda is some standard fries that you've previously cooked that you want to reheat in the air fryer. I'm using KFC fries because they're a little bit thicker than Mackie D's, so you'll be able to see how the cook time compares and to see how you like them. For any fries that you are reheating in the air fryer, I recommend that you spread them out in the air fryer basket, give them a spray with extra virgin olive oil, and add any extra seasoning that you want to have with them, and then they are ready to air fry. So I'm going to start with a temperature of 160 Celsius, that's 320 Fahrenheit, and a cook time of 5 minutes, and then we can check on the fries and see if they need any longer. And we've baked. Let's check on these fries, shall we? And wow, these are absolutely lovely. There's no doubt these are reheated because they're absolutely so hot and touch. And the crisp on them is fantastic too. I would absolutely say that if you've got a thicker cut of fries or typical like steak chips to give them a bit of 2 or 3 minutes longer, but when they're smaller fries like this, they really don't need long at all. And then you can reuse the containers that you originally had your fries in. The note, this is not McDonald's or KFC, and you don't have those amazing scrapers for it. So this is when I make an idiot out of myself. But who cares, because these are absolutely delicious French fries that you've reheated in the air fryer. And you can do what you like with them. You can season them up, you can add cheese, melt some cheese on them, and just enjoy. And this is my reheated KFC. We've got the fries, we've got the chicken strips, we've got the hot wings, and we've got your classic KFC fried chicken. Just perfect for reheating in the air fryer, and you can remake your bucket that you had the night before. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the Recipe This family. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook and Pinterest. We also have a weekly newsletter at recipethis.com/newsletter, where we share with you our latest kitchen gadget recipes, what we're cooking in the Milner kitchen, and so much more. As well as this, we recommend that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then whenever we have a new video, you will be the first to know. And if you want to know about all our future videos, then I recommend you hit the bell for instant notifications. But even better, we now have a podcast. It's called Magic with Gadgets. Simply search Magic with Gadgets on your favourite podcast player and you'll find us there.